I manage an initiative in Mount Druitt called the Hive, which is primarily about working with local stakeholders, community members, business, government organisations and others to try and improve outcomes for children in Mount Druitt. Yeah, when you look at the early development scores for children in Mount Druitt, unfortunately they're behind the scores for the rest of Sydney and New South Wales. So really what we're trying to do is change the local service system and create changes in the local community that will enable the kids in Mount Druitt to have the same opportunities as kids elsewhere. So ultimately we want to change all of the conditions that cause disadvantage for young children. Typically our communication strategies are very basic, and a number of us who work on the project do the communications ourselves. So in the average year we would spend maybe in the thousands of dollars, certainly not tens of thousands of dollars. So it's a very small communications budget. Yeah, look, communications is critical. We've been fortunate to have someone on our team who can dabble in communications and get us by, but moving forward we really need to ramp up our communication strategy. I think there was some really wide variation in the student presentations that I just heard. So some were better than others, but we would absolutely use things from each of the three presentations and each of the three kits that we received. The best thing from my point of view as someone who's time poor is that it was quick and it was easy. I came to the university once and briefed the students, and I came back at the end of semester and received a kit and a presentation, so it was very minimal effort on my part, which was really handy. No, in future I would probably like to think more about how to brief them and perhaps ask them to focus on a more narrow aspect of our communications. But this time it worked perfectly well. Yeah, look, I'd certainly be interested in working with the students again. As I said, I'd just like to perhaps tailor a little bit more what they do to make sure it fits with something more specific in our work. I think the work they did this time was quite general, which was good for where we're at now, but in future we just need to tighten the focus a little bit. I didn't have a lot of contact with the teaching staff, but that was entirely appropriate given the work that was being done. So I had no complaints or reservations at all. There were a couple of times where I emailed Lauren and she got back to me straight away. So again, it was simple and easy and worked well for us.